Did you introduce your guests? No, they don't deserve it.
I don't.
Wasn't I supposed to introduce you? Hi, Momo. Welcome. Welcome. Hi, welcome to Hole Inspector. This is Momo,
Hi.
everyone. If you could introduce yourself, tell them a little bit about you and what you do and where to find you. And
what do I do? I'm Momo. My preferred pronouns are they, them, but any is fine. I stream on Twitch. I play The Sims.
Incredible
And
Simser.
I'm
I'll
a simmer. Well, I'm currently playing what's called the Occult Legacy Challenge. It's pretty cool.
What is that? What's the challenge there?
So it's a 9-generation legacy challenge where every generation is a different occult type, except for Gen 1. Gen 1, you're a human. And Gen 2 is alien. So for Gen 1, you have to have kids, but your kids can only be products of alien abduction. And also only masculine, only cisgendered men Sims can get pregnant from alien abductions. Unless you use cheats. But in Sims canon, only men can get pregnant from alien abductions. And it's a woman alien that is impregnating them. So Chad has been doing Mpreg Mondays. Even though we don't play The Sims on Mondays, they've just been calling Mondays Mpreg Mondays, and so that's what I'm doing over there. But we're also playing The Witcher 3 on Mondays and Fridays. Get Geralt
Hey everyone,
pregnant on
welcome
Mondays.
to my Sims challenge. Today, the big alpha alien is going to impregnate this slick little Omega cis man who is going to get pregnant with his little butthole baby. It's an occult challenge. I promise. This is about occult stuff, not the flammin' gift sub to gosh darn Mpreg enthusiast.
I didn't even see that. Also, I open up Pokemon cards sometimes, like tomorrow.
Unintroduce yourself.
I'm not Momo, and I actually only open up Pokemon cards on stream. I don't do anything else. I definitely don't play The Sims with alien abduction butthole babies. I don't do that. Hey, what's that first hole, by the way?
I don't know. What's the name of the guy that got abducted in your Sims playthrough? Because that sounds like the first hole.
Oh, his name is Tiger.
I'm searching Tiger on Am I the Asshole? Oh, this is a big post. Oh, this is big and we've never read it before. Big hole.
Big hole.
Big tiger hole. I'm just not gonna say anything else. I'm starting.
Yeah, I think I just read the.
Yeah, I'm ignoring this Mpreg hype train. I'm starting a prediction. Am I the hole? Telling my daughter it's her own fault she missed out on her quote unquote dream college.
I have thoughts already.
Oh, already? Yeah. What are your thoughts on just the title?
My thought is, even if it is true, you shouldn't have said anything.
That's fair.
That's my thought. You know?
That's fair as hell. There are 3 edits here above the original post. Edit number 3 at the very, very top says, don't steal this and send it through a TTS or make a video on it for YouTube likes, you animals.
Too late.
It's too late.
The internet is free, right? If you post it online, that's too bad.
Yeah.
It's content now.
Yep. Surprise, we're inspecting your hole. Your hole is being inspected.
If you put it on, the internet is forever. If you put it out there, you're gonna get judged.
Yep.
Potentially. And it depends on how this goes.
How about this? If they're not the asshole, I'll exclude the story. If they're the hole, then I'm posting their butt everywhere. Now that the prediction is closed, the Reddit flare does say asshole. So the edits are longer than the original post. So okay, let's
sounds like somebody trying to defend themselves.
Oh yeah. All right, let's go. When my daughter Mary was a senior, only a little into the school year, she passed out in the kitchen conveniently after I went to work and while her father was still asleep, her usual time to get sick. He never heard any bang. I use air quotes only because Mary has always been very dramatic and thrived off of attention.
Like where this is going. No. Oh, man.
At one point, we debated getting her checked for some sort of disorder, but ultimately decided not to because she was skilled at manipulating doctors to believe her lies, even as a child.
It sounds like an episode, like a bad episode of one of those like medical shows where the parents don't believe that there's something actually wrong with the child, but when there is.
Example, at 6, Mary had this whole imaginary friend that, when her father and I confronted her, she admitted was made up. We pulled her from therapy then. I'm sorry.
What?
A 6-year-old.
A 6-year-old has imaginary. Was she in therapy? Just, I want it. What?
I'm so confused. She's always been skilled at manipulating doctors to believe her lies. Here's an example. We grilled her and bullied her to admit that her imaginary friend was fake when she was 6. So we pulled her out of therapy. This is my example to get you on my side. This is what I'm using. During all her school years, she was a terror. We were constantly embarrassed in the guidance counselor's office, pleading our case as parents doing our best. Are you sure about that? She didn't turn in her homework. She had behavioral problems. She was sick more than anyone I've ever known to be. I'm sorry. The next paragraph starts to back to the concussion.
The what?
Immediately after the incident, Mary planted herself face down on the couch and texted me. Apparently, screens didn't bother her too much then, that she hit her head. I kept asking what happened, and she said she didn't know. I called her, and she kept saying the same thing, that her head hurt. She sat on the couch until the bus came and went. When her father got up and saw her there, he ended up taking her to the doctor at their first available appointment when she was diagnosed with a concussion. It lasted past Christmas. Christmas is in all italics, by the way.
So basically what happened is she did pass out in the kitchen, hit her head.
Got a concussion.
Got a concussion from it.
Yeah.
But why did she pass out?
Does OP not believe the doctors either? No, literally not. Literally not.
Like medical,
right at the beginning of the post. So no, they quite literally do not believe the doctors. They think that their daughter is the most manipulative little piece of doo-doo poopy pants on the face of the planet. So much so that she can manipulate, lie to, and cause to believe real licensed professional medical doctors. Why do you hate your daughter so much? Why do you hate her?
She's not perfect. She's not the perfect little angel that she wanted.
It's not. Yeah,
she's got problems.
It's not everything that you ever wanted. It's not your perfect little accessory princess.
Imagine your child being their own person and not exactly what you envisioned them to be.
That's so wild to me. She was cleared to go back in November, but only for half days, but we both worked until 4 p.m. or later. While I tried to get her to going back for full days, she gave up and claimed it hurt too much, so we let her stay home to heal. As you can imagine, with less than half the time of the other kids, Mary's academic success was bottom of the barrel. Plus, she had to drop out of her AP courses, being too far behind. Add in the fact that she slacked and slept entire days away while sick constantly.
She had a concussion.
And her college pickings were slim. This might be the most evil parents we've ever read about.
And there's edits after the story.
Yeah, this isn't even done. I'm halfway through the story. I'm halfway through the original post, and there's 3 edits longer than the post. We doubted she would get many acceptances, honestly, but she did manage a scholarship to her dream college that halved the costs. She'd never mentioned it before. We got as far as orientation before we realized even with the scholarship and financial aid, we couldn't do the cost. I did my best and brought her to the bank for a loan, but she couldn't get what she needed. She has never forgiven us, constantly claiming that we should have saved more, rather than that she should have applied herself or managed her time better to get a job. I told her that she brought this on herself, that we warned her this would happen, and that she could have put in more effort. I said every assignment you never turned in is $1 you pissed away. She hasn't spoken to us since, and she's ignored every time I or her father tries to reach out.
She actually got into her dream college, got a scholarship, like,
and financial aid.
Did that, and financial aid. She still did all that while apparently all the other stuff was going on. So, like, what do you mean she wasn't actually applying herself?
Yep.
Like, I think as if, you know,
with a concussion.
With a concussion, she was obviously chronically ill. Like, if she was, you know, sick all the time, you know, like, that's the big accomplishment. She still got in, like, that's still huge. And then her mother's just belittling her, tearing down, you know, her actual achievements. Like, she's like, what?
Edit number 2. This is only the second edit. Not sure where everyone is getting the narrative that I ever mentioned anything about an eating disorder. That never happened, nor do I understand how it's hard to understand that we pulled her from therapy for lying to her therapist that she had an imaginary friend.
I'm sorry, what?
Lying to her therapist that she had an imaginary friend. That's...
Well,
do you not know what the word imaginary means? My daughter is 24 now. The concussion and graduation was years ago. The argument was around a week ago. I see people calling me Tiger Mom. I don't know what that means.
Oh, I forgot that was a thing.
Tiger
I have
mom
heard of it before, though.
Definition. What is a tiger mom? A mother who drives her child/children very hard to succeed in school and or in extracurricular studies like learning a musical instrument. Oh. Tiger parenting is a form of strict parenting whereby parents are highly invested in ensuring their children's success. Push their children to attain high levels of academic achievement or success in high-status extracurricular activities such as music or sports. Okay.
I forgot about tiger parent.
Tiger mom.
I knew that.
Okay.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think she's a tiger mom. I think she just sucks.
Wait. I see people calling me Tiger Mom. If it makes me a Tiger Mom to expect my daughter to do and turn in her work and keep up with her classes, sure. But also we're white. Tiger Mom is really associated with Asian parents? Okay. Is that...
So she's saying that she can't be a tiger mom because she's white, is what she's saying?
Yeah, that really does seem like the implication here. I don't think anything else could have made me more mad than the start of this next sentence right here.
Oh.
I'm also disgusted by everyone saying I hate my daughter. She is the light of my life. I gave up everything for her happily.
Oh, you resent your daughter.
I moved because she deserved better opportunities in Massachusetts than in North Carolina, leaving behind my parents that we both loved.
Yep, you resent her.
I'm frustrated, yes, and I'm not perfect, but she is my first and only baby. I've loved her since I first found out I was Pignat. Since I first met her, felt her. Yes, I'm frustrated, incredibly frustrated. Oh, we know. I grew tired of being the bad guy and having my love be spat in my face. And when she moved out, I got tired of her spinning the narrative to strangers and family alike. This may show in my responses as quote unquote dripping with contempt.
I'm not a parent, never will be, never want to be. But, you know, I just think that, you know, as a parent, you just unconditionally just do anything for your child without needing to put that expectation on your child that they, you know what
I don't know about doing anything for your child or anything that they want, because obviously you still have to
I'm not saying
parent
like
your kid,
that,
right?
but like you want what's best for your child, therefore you will do things to better your child's life, I guess is what I'm trying, like, because she said like, oh, we moved to a better state because it would be better for my daughter, you know, like stuff like that. She's like, oh, we moved away from my parents because I want her to have a better life somewhere else. It's like, yeah, you should just do that.
You should just do that
for your child.
Right.
Without putting the expectation on your child to return the favor, I guess. I think that's a lot of things, a big thing that a lot of parents do is like, I did everything for you and you do nothing for me. You're the parent. Like, I'm not obligated to give you anything or do anything for you just because you're my parent. I feel like it still has to be earned.
Absolutely.
You know? That's my take on it. That's my view on it.
Absolutely. Like that's a baseline.
Yeah, that's
love your children unconditionally.
Unconditionally. Yeah. Is there more?
Yes.
Oh.
We never placed her in therapy again, no, and not just for her lying to her childhood therapist. It was her aggressive behavior, parenthetical, threatening other students and screaming, but then immediately playing nice to the teachers when confronted. It was her lying to guidance counselors and teachers through the years. One time she broke down crying, telling a teacher that she didn't want to go home, all because the teacher had called me that she tore up another student's work, aka she was going to be punished. It was the constant hypochondria. She was constantly getting quote unquote sick and throwing up, but rarely in front of us. And she rarely had a quantifiable fever over 100. Mary would go to extreme illogical lengths to get what she wanted, and we were the ones hurt in her efforts. Constantly called into meetings with the schools, taken aside by doctors, family, friends, asking if Mary was quote unquote, okay. She's not depressed or autistic, nor does she have anxiety, ADD, or ADHD, or any other disorder. Have you checked?
Yeah. Have you checked?
And even if she were diagnosed, would you fucking believe them?
Especially, like, if you're saying that she was having, like, behavioral problems when she was a child, and you didn't do anything about it?
Nothing. Yeah, I wonder why she's doing these attention-seeking behaviors. If they are fake, then she's doing it for attention. Why does she feel the need to get attention elsewhere and not at home? Imagine using therapy as a threat in the same breath saying she loves her kid. Yep. We haven't taken her to any therapist and guidance since she was 7. 2 seconds later, she doesn't have any condition or thing. I know for sure. Right. I'm not arguing against any judgments, but she had a happy childhood.
Are you sure? Yeah, you would think that.
Lots of love, affection, attention. She was an only child, for Christ's sake. Support. Maybe not in the form that she wanted, but still lots of support. Okay. You ready? You ready for this? You ready for this?
No. Yeah.
Just because she didn't want that kind of support doesn't mean that it wasn't there. There was no reason for her to be depressed.
I don't know if you know this, but you don't need a reason to have depression. It's a chemical imbalance.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. No wrongdoing was found. CPS even investigated the home and found there was no abuse. Case closed. I'm not an abuser. I'm a tired mom who did everything she could. No wrongdoing was found, so I'm innocent. More than anything else, that tells me you're an abusive piece of shit.
Yeah.
Right, and she brings up CPS and not why they're called in the first place.
Why were they called?
Why were they called? The argument from last week, which started this post, was because I asked her what she was doing for school these days, as she is 24 and still hasn't finished a degree. In turn, she completely blew up on me in a similar fashion as some of these comments. Mom sucks so bad.
Mom sucks.
Do we want to go through OP's comment responses? Oh, there's a big one. Oh, there's a big one here.
Yeah.
Okay. We were very permissive, not many chores growing up. Her room, the bathrooms, vacuuming and dusting. And eventually got so tired of fighting her on actually turning in her assignments that we would just ground her. Nothing seemed to get her to turn it in. She did the work, but maybe 1/3 of the time she just wouldn't turn it in. Her scholarship only covered half the expenses. We did save up some thousands, around $3,500, and gave it to her. We tried to balance saving money with giving her a good childhood. She certainly wasn't arguing that we shouldn't take her on cruises and vacations, or given her expensive video games and new laptops and phones and clothes to save more for college. Plus, we tried to get her a job herself, but she didn't feel like she could manage it, and we didn't want her grades to slip more, so we didn't push her. We worked with the school to get her a reduced schedule when she returned. It's only because we had doctor's documentation that she wasn't held back because of all of her absences. She would turn in maybe 2/3 of her homework. She wouldn't get organized. I would help her set up her binder at the start of the year, for example, but then in a couple months, she gave up on it and was back to, I forgot to turn it in. Her grades suffered due to late penalties on her assignments. We would sit her down at the table and watch her do it. Then she would still not turn it in. We monitored her grades through the school's online portal. Whenever we saw an update with an assignment that flagged as missing, we'd have her do it again and have her scan and email it to her teachers if it was a paper assignment. We tried teaching her consequences, but nothing worked. Groundings, lost privileges. We took away her electronics and her phone and computer and games, and she would just lie in bed more often and not even bother coming out of her room except to go to the bathroom. We refused parties, sleepovers, and we lectured her for hours. Nothing got through to her. It was always she didn't know why she didn't turn in the work. She didn't know why she couldn't keep up the organization system I would help her with.
Yeah, she probably had ADHD.
Yep. This is feeling
Yep.
way too close and similar to my own upbringing. It's
Yep.
We tried everything we could short of spanking her. We even threatened to send her to a boarding school or to a camp for teens, but she wouldn't capitulate. We did our best. Everything except taking her to doctors or therapists or psychiatrists.
And just saying that she did it herself.
Just lazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't punish her for having an imaginary friend. She never had one. She just told her therapist that she did. She was using therapy to get attention, so she wasn't getting anything constructive out of it. We couldn't afford to pay for her to lie to the therapist instead of getting help.
Therapy?
Oh, we put her in therapy because at 6 she was yelling at students in school because she didn't want to move states, clearly not adjusting well, so we tried to help. It backfired.
How did it backfire? Because she lied being as a 6-year-old?
She was put in therapy because she started acting out after moving states, not because of the imaginary friend. The point is that she never had an imaginary friend until the therapist asked us about said friend, and we confronted Mary about it. She admitted to making it up then. She was taken from her support group that she had.
Why does that even matter?
Yeah, why does it matter? Like, if anything else, it just goes to show that even if she lied to the therapist about having an imaginary friend or not, she's acting out for attention. She's not depressed. She's not anxious. I know my daughter. It's not mental illness. She was just lazy.
Can we put the mom on the phone? Like, can we call her up and I got some things I think I need to say.
How can you go through literally typing all of that out?
This might be, what's gonna happen is eventually the daughter's gonna actually get an ADHD diagnosis, go back to the mom and be like, guess what? And then the mom is gonna be like, we did our best, like, it's gonna be like, oh, I should have, be like, I should have done better, I should have known, blah, blah, blah. It's like, you didn't believe your child. Like, you wouldn't have done it. You wouldn't have done anything.
No, you wouldn't.
Like, the signs were there the whole time,
Mm-hmm.
and you didn't do anything about it. She really typed out, no, she was just
typed
lazy.
out this entire story, all of these edits, all of these comments, and then says, I know my daughter. It's not mental illness. You don't know your daughter. You continuously say over and over and over again, I don't know why she's like this. I don't know why she does this. I don't know why she acts out. I don't know why she's not turning in her work. I don't know why she made this up. You have no idea who your daughter is. The daughter that you have in your head and who your daughter actually is are two extraordinarily different people. And you cannot bridge those two to save your freaking life. And it's driving her away.
We got here from Tiger.
Tiger! She's 24 now. Actually, she'll be 25 in February. She doesn't have any mental disorders. I know my daughter. But you also think every doctor, every therapist, every psychiatrist you've taken her to is a liar, and that she is a master manipulator to get around even licensed professionals. So, yeah. Okay.
That is just mind-boggling. A parent thinking that their child is a master manipulator and can convince a medical professional that there's something wrong. That's wild.
Right. A lot of comments from a lot of folks experiencing similar things. On the one hand, it makes me feel like
it's
not
nice
alone.
It's nice to know that other people have had similar experience, but also it sucks that we had to experience that.
So sad.
You know?
Yeah. What was I gonna say before? I don't want to read any more comments from this mom. She's just a piece of shit and denying that there's something wrong
terrible.
with her. Yeah. Just so awful.
Bad.
The prediction, we've already discussed it 7,000 ways. She is an asshole. I just want to tell everyone right now that you're okay, and it is okay if you don't have everything figured out. It's okay if you are quote unquote falling behind of where people expect that you should be. It's okay to go at your own pace. And it's okay if you're not able to go as fast, as far, or do as much as the people around you.
Also, to add on, school is not for everyone.
Absolutely.
Especially secondary school, like college and stuff, it is not for everyone.
No.
Some of us are literally just not built for that.
Right.
And that's okay. Don't let anybody convince you to just, go and do your prerequisites or whatever. No, absolutely not.
Yeah, it's
absolutely not.
Absolutely not for everyone.
Do not do that. It's not for some of us. And that's okay.
And that's okay. Societal
Go at your own pace.
milestone, like life milestones are a construct, and no one knows what they're doing. There's no rules. There's no rules. There's no guidebook.
Despite what society tries to tell you.
Do what you want as long as you're not hurting other people.
Hey, there's a lot of remember there's a lot of people that, they published their first book when they're like in their 40s or started actually acting when they're in their 50s. There's no guideline, there's no rules.
Right.
You go at your own pace.
It's okay to also just not do anything. It's okay to not strive for greatness. It's okay to be okay with who you are and where you're at right now. You find what works for you and you make that work. You don't have to just push and push and push and push all the time to try and climb whatever proverbial ladder that society, capitalism, your parents say that you must climb and achieve. It's okay to just get by.
Bold emphasis on parents too.
Bold emphasis on Please give Momo clout. Can Momo finally curse? Yes. Can you?
Doodle,
you
that
say,
I don't say swear words.
Say just one time.
You can't put me on the spot like that. Actually, there's only one time I've ever said it that it's been aired on stream, and that was for a birthday video for Crub a couple years ago. And so that is the only time I've ever technically said a real swear word on stream that people have seen.
What's your favorite swear word?
I don't have one. Here's an actual fun fact about me. I just genuinely don't swear. Which is funny because you would look at me and just assume, oh, alternative person, you must swear a lot, and I don't.
What if I said that you have to swear on Hole Inspector, and that was a rule?
Heck. Shoot. Gosh darn.
Piss hell.
Oh, I would say piss. I say go piss pal all the time, you know?
Come.
I could say come.
Just the way you so innocently said that. I can say come.
I can also say ass.
On the table. Come is absolutely happening. Come was always there. Come was always an option. This is gonna be real hard to stay.
Here, I'll
YouTube
give you some of my ability to not curse.
Non-curse curses.
Yeah, yeah, I'm giving you, just repeat after me. Heck. Shoot.
Heck. Shoot.
Gosh darn.
Gosh darn.
Gosh darn. Yeah.
Eggplant.
Dang it.
Kumquat. Dang it. Come.
You know.
Piss.
No.
Hell.
No.
Come and piss.
No, we're
Come and piss. Come and piss. Come and piss. Anyway, Beanie gets it. Thank you so much.
Needed the giggles.
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
Some comedic levity before we dive into this absolutely
Ollie Cat
rotten,
Games,
disgusting
worst.
hole.
This is bad, Ollie Cat Games. This is a bad one. Anyway, continue.
Dreaming, thank you so much for that gift sub to Come and Piss.